What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a weekly horoscope, and this is your week from July 6th to July 12th. I'm going to be showing you the chart and explaining all the aspects going on this week. So what we got going on is mainly this Mars Square Mercury. We're going to be dealing with this all month, but it's going to be exact like twice this month. One of the times is on Wednesday of this week, so this can bring a lot of verbal arguments, like miscommunications, and just a lot of anger through something. Someone says something to you, and you just take it the wrong way. So look out for that this whole month, especially this week. Don't take everything you hear so personal. So and another thing going on at the end of this week is Mercury Stationing Retrograde. So Mercury will be stationing all week, and it's going to be, a station Mercury is very powerful. Whenever a planet basically stations, it's just like, it's supercharged. It's, it's just very powerful than when a planet is going direct. Okay, so those are basically the two main things happening this week. So let's get started. So as we can see, the moon starts the week in Aquarius. This week basically, like the like Monday and Tuesday basically are pretty smooth. Everything's feeling pretty good. Nothing really happening, on Monday and Tuesday. But we got a couple of good aspects going on. The moon in Aquarius making a sextile to Mars and Aries. This gives you, a lot of passion, enthusiasm, just working with others, playing with others. This is a good aspect going on Monday. So let's see. And then we also have the moon making a trine to Venus and Gemini, and this is also a good aspect happening. This brings love, more tenderness, more harmony, more balance to just like the people around you. That's basically Monday. You can see a lot of squares kind of building up right here, but that'll just be building up throughout the week, throughout the month. Let's see. We got a few sextiles going on from Uranus and the Sun, but it's kind of fading away. As you can see, there's like, a few good aspects, a few hard aspects, but that's Monday. Let's move on to Tuesday. And Tuesday is basically the same thing. But this square happening with Mars and Mercury starts to build up a little bit more, so look out for that. Let's see, the moon actually makes a square to Uranus and Taurus, and this will cause a little friction, with our emotions and our, between our emotions and our individuality and our uniqueness. We want to do one thing, but our emotions are just kind of, it's in the way of it. A lot of just mood swings and impulsive reactions. So that's what's happening right there. That's mainly, I think, everything that's going on Tuesday. The build up with this square between Mars and Mercury. Let's see what else I want to say. I think that's about it. I guess we'll talk more here. Let's go to Wednesday, because Wednesday is like the main day to talk about between with Mercury and Mars. So with Mercury and Mars in this square, this will lead to rushed thinking. And then you might make something you say, someone will have, maybe you'll make someone angry if you say the wrong thing to someone, so watch out. A lot of short tempers, a lot of aggression, so look out for if someone tells you something and you take it the wrong way. You get so mad, you just don't want anything to deal with it, but it's gonna, it's gonna be happening. We're gonna be dealing with this, so just try to look out for this. Try not to take it too bad, but look out for that on Wednesday. Look out for someone, telling you something and you taking it the wrong way. So don't take it the wrong way. That's the key word on Wednesday between that hard aspect. Let's see, the moon is basically ending its time in Aquarius and moving into Pisces. That's basically everything that's going on Wednesday. The moon starts to make a trine to Mercury as it moves into Pisces. We got Mars making a good aspect to Venus and Gemini. So, we got a few hard aspects going on here. As you can see, this T-square, which brings some tension whenever we have, a couple, it's because it's making a square. All these planets right here are making squares to these planets, and then you're basically making the same aspects to the planets over here in Cancer. So, and then the Sun and Mercury basically start to oppose Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in Capricorn. So there's gonna be some tension throughout the week. So just look out for this. Let's move on to Thursday. All right, let's see. Okay, so the moon goes into Pisces, starts to make that good aspect to Mercury and the Sun, and then it makes a sextile to Uranus, which is a lot better than that square to Uranus when the moon was in Aquarius. The moon makes a square to Venus, so there might be a little difficulty there. This increases your need for pleasure through love. You're gonna want more love, more affection through this hard aspect with Moon and Venus. But then the moon also makes that sextile, that good aspect to Uranus and Taurus. It says this will just bring stimulating personal encounters with people you interact with, make things exciting for you guys. So that's a good thing to look out for on Thursday. Let's see what else is happening. The moon, let's see. That's basically everything that's going on Thursday. The same aspects going on with the moon, with Mars sextiling Venus. They're a couple degrees off, but it's still basically a sextile, so it's not full on, but it's bringing some good aspects, good things coming up. Making the mood, making the mood, kind of mellow and okay, but we're still dealing with these squares, so the moon is also helping, the mood stay kind of mellow with these trines with Mercury and the Sun. Let's see what else I have. I think that's about it for Thursday. Let's move on to Friday. Okay, so the moon then, the moon and Neptune conjunct on Friday, and this just brings a lot of sensitivity, emotions. You might feel very sensitive on Friday with the moon and Neptune together, but there's always some confusion with Neptune and the moon. But Neptune is in retrograde right now, and there's not a lot of confusion when Neptune is like going direct. There's like a fog to it, and it kind of hides, that reality. It fogs the reality of what we see, because it's like Neptune's trying to tell us, like, there's more to this. There's a higher level of of reality than what we're dealing with. But when Neptune goes retrograde, that fog kind of clears out, and everything's kind of, feels, you see the reality when Neptune's in retrograde. And then the moon basically makes a sextile to all these planets in Capricorn, Jupiter, Pluto, and then Saturn. With the moon sextiling Jupiter, makes it just a good aspect, good feelings of being with others. Just expands. It expands, like, just the excitement, and you just feel good whenever the moon sextiles Jupiter. And when the moon sextiles Pluto, this is just like uncovering deep emotions, making them feel good, just finding that deep connection with others. And that's basically it. And then the moon then will sextile Saturn, and this is like you'll feel protective over like your loved ones, your friends, your family. It just brings a good feeling, and you just feel protective. And let's see, very practical emotions too with that, with the moon sextiling Saturn. So I think that's about it for Friday. The sun basically starts to oppose all these planets in Capricorn, but it doesn't go exact until next week, so we'll talk more about that then. Let's see. We're still dealing with, the trine with these planets in Pisces and in Cancer, still with the couple of hard aspects with the Sun and Lilith. Let's see what else is happening. I think that's about it. Let's move on to Saturday. Alright, so Saturday, let's see. Saturday, the moon goes into Aries. You're gonna want to get things done. Whenever the moon goes into Aries, you're charged up. You're ready to get things done. It makes a hard aspect to Mercury, as well as Mars making that hard aspect to Mercury. So that's kind of double friction and double intensity. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying there's difficulties, during the weekend, or during whenever this aspect happens. So you just got to deal with it. Let's see what I got in my notes. With the moon squaring Mercury, this may bring disagreements with others. Moody, you might feel pretty moody when this happens. You might be feeling very opinionated, and others might not like what you should want to have to say. So watch out by forcing your opinions on other people, because it's not going to work out for you. What else do I have here? Let's see. Oh yeah, then the moon basically makes the moon and Mars conjunct on Saturday or throughout the day. And this is a strong feeling. You can take you'll want to take the initiative and act with passion when your emotions are on track. So if you're doing anything on Saturday, it'll feel like you're doing, it'll help you, get things done. If you have anything planned or anything that you need to get done, yeah, you'll just feel good with that. So that's another thing happening on Saturday. We also have Chiron stationing retrograde. Chiron is an asteroid. In astrology, it's called, well, they call Chiron the wounded healer. So whenever Chiron is stationing retrograde, all these hidden wounds and pain that we have deep down in our subconscious, it'll start to light up, and we'll just, we'll know where we'll know how, how do I say that? We'll know how to basically sew up those wounds, or just like we'll know where to have those wounds. Well, it'll just be good. Hold on, let me read my notes. I am getting off track. The wounds that we have buried deep in our subconscious come to light. It's a window of opportunity that allows us to fully glance at our soul's past journey. So it'll just help us, close those wounds and, feel better with, the past experiences that we have. So we're going to be dealing with that for, I think, the end of the year. So Chiron's is far, Chiron is far out there. So that's another good thing happening. Let's see, what else is going on? I think that's basically it. Then we're going to be talking about Neptune trining the sun. That doesn't make a full aspect until Sunday. So let's move on to Sunday. All right, so like we just said, the sun makes a trine to Neptune, so things will, flow easily. This is known to increase spirituality. You'll feel a lot of compassion. What else? You'll feel very imaginative, very idealistic when this happens, so things will just flow easily for you with this trine. So and then the moon basically makes a square to all these planets in Capricorn, so they're, as I said, when the moon was sextiling all these, things will be flowing easily. But then when the moon goes into Aries, you'll have some difficulties dealing with, basically this is like your career life, your public life, your work life, and the moon is in Aries, and you're gonna want to get things done like as soon as possible, like right now. But there's gonna be, a block of like saying, you need to take your time because you got responsibilities basically to deal with, than getting all this other stuff done, So that's another thing that's happening towards the end of the week. Another thing I just mentioned about Mercury will be stationing retrograde in Cancer, so it's going to be retracing its steps through Cancer. The lines of communication will feel, very good. It'll just feel better. There won't be as much miscommunications, misunderstandings with others. It'll start to feel like normal, everything will flow good. And so that is basically everything. I think that's everything I want to talk about throughout this week. So just look out for that hard aspect, especially on Wednesday. That's when they are exact with Mars and Mercury. The hard aspect of, if some like verbal arguments, don't take things so personal. If someone tells you something and you don't like it, and you flip out and you just call it, you're like, I'm done, blah blah blah, you keep going with all that anger. Like, let it go, ignore it, just let it pass. It's only a short, like, we have to get through this. We're gonna be dealing with this all month, so just don't get too angry with, like, if anyone tells you something. Don't get emotional, because Mercury's in Cancer, and that's a very emotional sign. It'll be very sensitive too. That's another thing of Cancer, because Mars is like I'm doing whatever I want to do. I'm impulsive. I will tell you what you need to hear. Like, get straight to the point. And then, so you might say something, or someone might say something, and you're hurt. You're done. You're angry. You're just like, I can't do this anymore. No, just relax. Everything will play out. Everything will be fine. We just have to get through this hard aspect this month. So that's basically it. But, as I said, Mercury will be stationing direct, so the lines of communication will flow freely, and it'll be a lot better. But then later on this month, when Mercury meets Mars again at that same degree of the square, it's gonna feel a little more intense than what we're dealing with right now when Mercury's in retrograde and stationing. But this is just basically the month of July, so look out for this all month. We'll talk more about it throughout the month, but I think that's basically everything that's going on this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly horoscope by showing you the aspects. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just stay calm this week. Everything will be okay. There might be some tension, so look out for that. And just stay calm. That's all I can say. Stay calm. Enjoy your week. Stay safe out there. And we'll see you guys next time. See ya.